Hi, everybody. I'm Lori Pinhorn, social worker and holistic nutritionist.
And I'm Joanne Greeley. I'm a yoga teacher.
And we are here today to talk to you guys about another nutrition and workshop series that we have coming up.
It's going to be great.
It is. It's a bit of an extension on the other 4-week nutrition and yoga workshops that we've done, or even our full day ones.
Yep.
And we're really excited to tell you what it's all going to be about.
Yeah, we've just enjoyed so much doing the Wednesday night classes.
Yep.
It's 2 hours. We do an hour of yoga, asana, meditation, and then we do an hour we talk about nutrition.
Yeah, we do. And we have a recipe and a taste test, and sometimes we do a couple of recipes depending on what we're talking about. So the topics for these 4 weeks coming up, week 1, we're going to talk about nutrition to help calm cravings.
Yeah. Something that we all deal with on a regular basis.
I know, and sometimes there's foods that we're eating that actually increases our cravings.
Okay.
And then there's foods that we can eat that will calm our cravings.
Okay.
We're going to talk about what those foods are, and also how you eat throughout your day will also sort of increase or decrease your cravings. So we're going to talk about that. Now, we could do a full 4 weeks on that. Easily. So we're going to just kind of be scratching the surface on that. But it'll be information that probably people haven't heard before, especially if you've been sort of entrenched into that diet world.
Right.
Because low calories, calorie restriction increases our cravings.
You have to change your mind a little bit.
Yeah, so we're trying to reframe that, health and wellness world is, use the power of your nutrition in order to help keep you moving forward and decrease your cravings.
Awesome.
We're going to talk about probiotics.
I know nothing about those.
Wow. Like, the research around probiotics is changing how we deal with our health and our wellness.
Right.
And I'm very excited about probiotic information and how it helps with anxiety and depression and those kinds of things, and managing energy and things like that. We also know that the probiotic world is helping people deal with their inflammation in a different way and things like that. So we're going to talk about what kinds of foods are probiotic foods or prebiotic foods, because there's a difference between probiotic and prebiotic foods.
Okay.
And talk about some of the new supplementation research around how to supplement your probiotics. I take a probiotic every day.
Do you?
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, see, I'm learning too.
And we're also going to talk about meal planning.
Oh, awesome. I just did, I like to spend one day on the weekend cooking, and I always find it interesting that when I start to cook, I always think, oh, I'm just going to go make one thing. And then when I get in the kitchen, I'm like, well, I'm already chopping up these vegetables as it is, and I can use that in another dish.
Yep.
And I find that if I'm really thinking, I can have all types of meals already prepared.
Yep.
In one shot. So
yeah, meal planning is really where it's at. And I personally don't know anybody who lives a healthy lifestyle for the long term that's not doing some type of meal planning. You can do a little bit, a medium amount, or a lot, and depending on where your comfort level is. But flying by the seat of your pants is not going to make things happen. So we're going to talk about some real hands-on tips and tools in order to get your meal planning up and running.
Excellent. And that also goes into the yoga world and the health world of preparing. Things don't always happen by accident. Sometimes they do, not very often. But it's about planning. We have to plan our days, and we have to plan how things are going to go. And that way we have more success.
Yeah, exactly. Preparing to plan is a great strategy. Totally is. We're also going to talk about why we slip back into old behaviors of not taking care of ourselves. Like, what's the psychology around lapses and relapses, and then how do you kind of pull yourself quicker and more effectively out of that place so that you get back on track faster. So now sometimes, your nutrition is a part of that, but sometimes this is like mindset stuff about how do you like psychologically.
I find that stuff fascinating because I always thought in the past, well, I just failed. It's just me. Woe is me. I'm such a terrible person. Yeah. But even the things that you've taught me about relapse takes that away from me. And I say, well, it's not necessarily me, but it's my brain. This is how my brain works. So that when I have cravings or I have a relapse where I'm not on the right track, I can stop and say, that's not me, Joanne, personally. That's my brain. That's how my brain works. Yeah. And that really takes it out of shaming and things like that. We don't have to do those things. We can just say, oh, that's my lymphatic system.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So those are you'll learn a lot of really great tools to take away from these practices, from these lectures.
Yeah.
That you can incorporate in your own life.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I see people in my private practice, they come to see me because their anxiety is high, they're having trouble managing their mood, they feel like they're very impulsive, and maybe sometimes they're having low mood. And the self-regulation work that I do with people really incorporates a lot of this nutrition piece and the yoga. So there's hands-on therapies that you could be doing for yourself that are way above just doing your talking therapy. Like people, there's medicine in this.
Absolutely.
There's healing power in how you eat and the time you take for yourself for your yoga practice and your meditation and your breathing. And I just think it's an amazing marriage of healing when you can do your nutrition and movement like yoga and then do your talking therapy too.
Absolutely. And I mean, every little bit helps. Some things stick with some people that don't stick with others. And as long as you can find your groove and what works for you, you may have to try 3 or 4 things. But, once you find your groove, and that may be 5-minute meditation every morning, you don't have to sit for an hour. But if it's 5 minutes and you find that just changes your whole day, if it means that on Saturday afternoons you cook 2 pots of a pot of spaghetti and a pot of soup, and then that gets you through till Wednesday or Thursday, that takes all the pressure off. So I think it's really great to think about how we can make our lives easier.
Oh yeah, totally.
How we can have a plan in place instead of at 3 o'clock saying, "Oh my gosh, what am I going to have for supper?"
Yeah, exactly.
And when you're surrounding yourself by good food and you're surrounding yourself by good habits, things just become easier. You stay in the flow.
Yeah.
Once you're in the flow, things go simpler. And we've all seen the meme that says it's not how we. It's not what happens to us, it's how we react. And that's 100% true. I'm a true believer because all of our lives are busy, chaotic, there's stuff going on all the time. But we are the ones who choose how we decide to live it.
Yeah. So the yoga practice is accessible to anybody.
Absolutely.
So we could have somebody who's on a yoga journey and feeling a little bit more advanced even, and that yoga practice that you're going to be teaching is going to be helpful to them. Or maybe you've never been on a yoga mat before.
Right. So the great thing about our classes is there's bus stops all along the way. So if it's your first time out, you're obviously going to be, starting with the poses and finding your space. But then if you are practicing on a regular basis, I'll give you things where you can go further, so you'll feel challenged. We've had yoga teachers attend our workshops.
We have, yeah.
And we've had people in the same class step on their mat for the first day.
Yeah.
So again, we're going to give you lots of tips and tricks. I'm going to explain meditation. I'm going to talk about meditation. We're going to meditate. It's going to be great. We'll be doing breathing techniques. It's
it's a type of yoga that is a little bit more true to its traditional practice, right? As opposed to just going to a yoga class and working really hard and slamming out poses.
Right.
It's an introspective practice, just like holistic nutrition is an introspective practice. Like you got to figure out how you need to eat.
Exactly. And the reason that we do yoga poses is so that we can sit longer in meditation. So originally, that's what yoga was meant to be, is that you exercise your body and you stretch your body so that you can sit longer. So I like to also stay with that.
It's a bit more of a traditional twist than what you might find in a lot of yoga classes that happen in our North American world right now.
Sure.
Yeah.
And, I dispel a lot of myths about meditation, that you have to sit for an hour or that you're going to sit for the first time and your mind's going to go blank and it's just going to be glorious. That really doesn't always happen.
No.
It takes a very long time.
We just came back from a yoga class. You were doing an excellent meditation and my mind was going everywhere, and then I just pull it back. It goes over here and then you pull it back. And so that's really the exercise of meditation.
That's the exercise, retraining your brain. Retraining your brain.
Yeah.
And it's a wonderful gift, and it's something that's so simple. You don't need any extra equipment to meditate. Nothing. You need 5 minutes in your day.
That's right. And believe it or not, it's with practicing meditation sometimes that helps you stay on your path of living a healthier lifestyle for the long term. Because, this is not a quick fix.
No.
This is a practice.
This
Yoga
is
is a practice. Nutrition is a practice. It's something that we're trying to do forever. So
exactly.
if any of this message rings true to you and you want a softer, more gentle, compassionate way to look at managing your health and wellness that's not so rigid and, you know, you must do it this way and you must restrict and you must over-exercise and you must, you know, that hard, rigid energy.
Yeah.
This is a big paradigm shift in that to manage your health and wellness, it takes compassion and a softer energy, and sometimes less is more.
Absolutely, 100%.
So we hope to see you at the next 4-part Holistic Nutrition and Yoga retreat. Somewhere in this post is a button to press to register, or somewhere, wherever this is being, if you're going to watch it, you'll see a registration button. And there's space for 15 people. So every time we've done this, it's sold out. So if you feel like this is something that, you know, resonates with you, then don't wait to register.
Yeah. Look forward. If you have any other questions, please reach out. Feel free to contact either one of us.
Okay. Have a great day.
See ya.
Bye.